Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, I got a very great guest, and she's involved in the professional wrestling world. She is the daughter of the Dynamite Kid, Tom Billington, and I'm talking about the Dynamite Doll. And she goes by Manson now. And I'm really looking forward to talking to her about wrestling, about her father, about everything. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room Show. And my interview with the Dynamite Doll will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room, and as always, welcome to my nightmare, my gruelings. All right. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yes, it's been a work in progress. We've had to reschedule a few times with my busy schedule, so thank you for being patient, and I'm happy to finally be here.
Definitely, yes, yes. I mean, I knew about you getting involved with the sport with wrestling, but the
Mhm.
first time I saw you was in Philly when you were at the old ECW arena, and that was that battleground.
Yes, that was an amazing show. Did we meet in person?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, everyone was so lovely there. Yeah, yes, I remember now you gave me your card.
Yeah, I
Yes,
did. Yeah.
yeah. So then I followed your page and yeah,
Hmm.
that's a great show. Philly is great. Do you live in Philly?
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
was born and raised in Philly. I never left. And everyone asks me why I never left, but I don't know. This is why I'm.
That's like me in Calgary, born and raised.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And you currently live there too, right?
Yes, unfortunately. I'm ready for a change. Winter here is brutal. I don't know what your guys' winters are like. You get snow there, right?
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
getting a lot of snow. Like this year for some reason, like it's been really cold. We haven't had bad ones for like years, but
Yeah.
this year it's making up for it. Like we've been getting
Okay.
like really cold days, a lot of snow, and yeah, it's been
Mm,
it's been crazy.
I feel you. We've actually been pretty lucky, not too cold, but why do I live here?
But I mean, I still never been around that area. Like I always wanted to go up and visit
In Canada.
Canada, like
Yeah.
any part of it. And is it always like snowing there, like a lot of people say?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of it. Except for some parts of like British Columbia. They don't get as much snow, but it seems more and more places now that don't get snow are getting it throughout the years. So
Oh, wow.
even like England, right? They're not prepared for it, but they have been
Yeah.
getting it more recently, and then the whole city shuts down. So we are very prepared here. We don't get snow days. It gets very cold, like up to, minus 40.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes. Yeah, winters are brutal.
Wow, that is
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my
So we
God,
come
you
in
really
winter, come in the summer. Yeah.
you definitely really if you go out to work or to the grocery store or something, you can't have any part of your skin showing.
Pretty much. Yeah. You need to warm up your car, bundle up.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
Damn, okay. And I noticed, like I was telling you, I love how your room looks. You got like all stuff. I see the poster of your dad hanging up. Oh,
Yes.
Jericho too. Okay.
Yeah, that's the cruise. We went on the Jericho Cruise 2 years ago, and we're actually going again this year. So that is
Oh my
next
God.
Thursday, or no, Friday. We'll be getting on the cruise. So in
Uh,
another week.
Is it because I know Tom's is wrestling on the cruise, right?
Yes, my cousin Tom and our friend Mo, who's from Calgary as well.
Nice,
Very
nice.
excited, super excited. We were already going, and then and then Tom got signed by AEW, and then they announced he's going to be on the cruise, and I was like, this is so cool because I'm already going to be there. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Like I've been on the Chris Jericho cruise twice now.
Yeah.
This year, unfortunately, I'm not going because of the funds. Like it is
Yes,
kind of
it's very
pricey, the
expensive.
cruise.
Mhm.
But I've been on two of them, and they were the best vacations I ever
I
had in my
know.
life. I mean,
Same,
I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I love rock music,
same.
and he combines them both. Like the Jericho
Yeah.
Cruise is so amazing for anyone who loves wrestling and rock.
Yeah, that's literally me in a nutshell. So I'm like, this is perfect. Yeah, I'm
What
very excited.
what are you looking forward to about the cruise this year?
Will Ospreay.
Oh yeah,
Ah!
yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. He's on there. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited. So you know how you get like your photo ops or there's
Yes.
like two, yeah, opportunities you can stand in line
Hmm.
with a wrestler. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely picking Will. I think he's kind of the biggest name this year, so I feel like his lineup's going to be the longest, but I'll tough
I
it out.
think so. Yeah,
And
I'm a
Tony
bit.
Storm. So Tony Storm's the other one that I'm gonna stand in line for on the other day.
She's awesome. Like
Yeah.
the whole gimmick, the Monroe gimmick, and now she's back to the rock and roll Tony
I
and
really prefer, yeah, I prefer just Tony Storm, the rock and roll. Like she did a great job with Timeless Tony Storm, but I was like, I miss the old Tony, so I'm happy that she's switched it back up.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, the cruise is so much fun. Like I was on there last year, and Jericho is so awesome. Like I would see Jericho like all around the ship, all different times of the night, going to see the different rock bands. He
Yeah,
and
he's always front row.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. But he's so approachable too. Like I would just walk
yeah,
up to him and start talking to him, and he wouldn't care. Like he would talk to me and fist bump me, and like he's so down to earth for someone on his level.
yes. I think for the cruise, you have to be willing to interact with the fans that closely for 4 days. So if you're not good at that type of stuff, like those wrestlers won't be on the cruise.
I
Yeah,
know you're right about that. Yeah,
yeah.
and
You can't escape them on a boat.
when I was on there, Brian Cage was on the cruise, and he was constantly at the gym. Like, if
Yes,
you walked into the gym, you knew
I
you would
bet.
see like Brian Cage.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't go to the gym when I was on the cruise, but I'd see the wrestlers walking out of there.
Yeah, definitely. So, like growing up, like being the daughter of the Dynamite Kid, how was it like being around him and also the Harts like Brett Owen,
Yeah.
Davey Boy Smith, like what was it like being around all those big names, those legends?
Yeah, it was, I mean, I was super young and it's kind of surreal looking back, like what my life was. And I didn't know any better. That was just my life. But pretty much any house we'd go to had a wrestling ring. So if it was, Brett's house or our house, BJ's gym, that's one of our, I don't know if you've ever heard of BJ's gym, but our
Oh,
aunt and uncle, so they had a house that was attached to the gym. It was called BJ's gym, and all the wrestlers worked out there, all the bodybuilders. Is very known for that type of environment. So there was a ring there. So yeah, everywhere we went, there was always a wrestling ring, and our dads were always on the road a lot. So
yeah,
all of us cousins would all hang out, and then when everyone was back from the road, we'd always be having like big Sunday night dinners up at the Hart House. And yeah, it was just a wild, wild time. You never know who would be there. There could be midgets, there could be giants, there could be a bear. There's tons of Cadillacs on the property at Stu Hart's house. He had a ton of
yeah.
Cadillacs, loved Cadillacs. There was
Oh
always
my God.
dogs roaming around, cats. It was like a circus, really. It was a great time, great childhood.
It sounds like so much fun, and I've always heard stories of about everyone going over to Stu's house and how much fun that they would have and like Owen they said was always pulling pranks on people and it just seemed like a fun time, like a fun in the environment.
Yes, Owen and Davey were wonderful uncles. They would always be playing with the kids. They'd get like down to our level and just they're big kids at heart, so they were a lot of fun.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And like, when did you know you wanted to actually get involved with it? Because of course, like you had all of them involved in wrestling, and some once in a while, like someone chooses another path. But what made you want to like go with it?
I think I was definitely more towards my adult years when I just like I was kind of like graduating high school and I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? And at that point, I was hanging out with my cousin Teddy Hart, and
Oh yeah.
he had like a wrestling school for kids, and everyone was involved, all the cousins, even if you didn't wrestle, like you were a manager or dating a wrestler. Like he really wanted to keep it like how it was the previous generations before us. So everyone dated wrestlers, everyone was a manager, or you were a wrestler. And so yeah, I was hanging out with him, and he was like, how cool would it be if like Dynamite Kid's daughter, was a wrestler, because I'm the eldest child. So at that
Oh,
point,
okay.
yeah. There's three of us from my dad, and I'm the eldest. So it goes me, my brother, and then my sister. Um, and so at that point, I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna start training. Like I started like working out. That's when I first kind of like started getting in a gym and just working out at around 18 years old. And then I never actually went on to train in the ring, like to wrestle.
Yeah.
Um, and then it was like years later, it was probably, in my 30s is when I first did my very first show as a manager. And it was just going to be like a one time deal. It was a tribute show for all the Stampede wrestlers in Calgary.
Oh
And
wow.
so they invited all like the family members of the Stampede wrestlers to come. And, they were like, this is Dynamite Kid's family, and this is Bad News Allen's family, and whatever. We all walked around the ring at the beginning and just like waving to everyone. And I was dating a wrestler at the time, and he was in the Battle Royal. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just like, he was a baby face. So I was like, yeah, I'll be your manager. I'll just stand ringside. Very easy. It's a battle royal. Couldn't do a whole lot. A lot of bodies flying out of the ring. But
Yeah.
I was very like Miss Elizabeth. I wore my blue sequence dress, and
Yeah.
yeah, just was really concerned about my boyfriend in the ring. And so it was just gonna be the one-time show. We made merchandise and everything. Like I sold so many pictures. That's probably the most I've ever sold at a show. I was like, I think I made like
Really?
$800 or something ridiculous. Yeah. Well, with
Please,
my
no.
pay and then like the amount of merch I sold, I don't know if they knew who I was or they were just excited to like stand in line and buy a girl's picture. I don't know. But then so backstage with everyone, like everyone's telling me how great my dad was, and your dad was my favorite
Mhm.
wrestler, and telling me stories, and like I just really got the sense of belonging, and I was like, "Oh my god, like I've been missing out my whole life. Like this is so much fun." And then they invited me to come back next month because it was gonna be like a monthly thing, and I was like, "Yes, I'm definitely coming back." So that's how I first got involved, and I just absolutely loved it and got the itch and fell in love with
Oh
it
my
there.
God. That is
Yeah.
so amazing. I love how you brought up Miss Elizabeth too, because growing up, my favorite
Mhm.
wrestler was always Randy Savage, and
Yeah.
him and Elizabeth had I mean, of course they were married, but like
Yes.
on screen they had this amazing bond, and it was so great, like growing up
She
watching like.
was totally my idol. So when I was little, we would play in the wrestling rings. Like I said, there was always rings around. We had one at my property. We had one in the backyard in a barn. So we'd
Mhm.
play in there, my cousins and I. So those are Brett's kids. And I would always be like, I'm Miss Elizabeth. Like that was always my role. I wanted to be Miss Elizabeth. My cousin Dallas was Macho Man. And so I think at that point, I must have had an inkling, like if I were to be involved, I'd be a manager. So because that's who I looked
Okay.
at. I looked up at Miss Elizabeth, and I just absolutely idolized her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Liz had the elegance. Like
Yeah,
she never got involved in the match. Like you would never when Macho Man went with Sherry. Like Sherry was the total opposite. Like
yeah,
she would beat your ass down, but like Liz would
yeah,
just stand there and clap and
yes. She didn't have to do much to get her point across. She was just so amazing.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And you first met Dan like what at the wrestling show? Like you when you were
No,
walking him. Oh no, that wasn't
no,
when you
we
first
didn't
met
meet
him.
at the show. He was friends with like my cousins and my
Oh, okay.
siblings. So he'd been coming around as a friend for a little bit. And I was actually going through a breakup. He invited me to my first local wrestling show at that point. I'd been to some prior to that, like in the 2000s with Teddy. They had like the what do you call that? Like the second generation kind of Stampede Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had gone to those, but besides that, this was my first like outside of Stampede Wrestling or WWE kind of local wrestling that I went to. Dan invited me, and yeah, from there I was just like hooked, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna come every month, and then we started dating eventually, and then I did that first show, and I think it was 2013.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I, when I would again when I would grow up watching wrestling. I mean, I'm still a huge wrestling fan, but like my favorite tag team was always your dad and Davey Boy, and I
Nice.
loved when they walked the dog out to the ring,
I know,
and
me too. Yeah, doesn't get old. She's so cute.
I know she was so cute, like walking out to the ring, her
Little
little
t-shirt
face,
on.
and yeah,
Yeah,
the little t-shirt, yeah.
so cocky.
Would you ever consider like even for like a one a one off like to come out with a dog similar to that?
I've done it actually.
Oh, you have?
Yes. So it was kind of a fluke though. And I know Harry has done it. My cousin Harry's certainly done
Yeah.
it. Um, yeah, so my dad had passed away, and it was like a week later, Real Canadian Wrestling, that's where we work for locally in Calgary. They did like a little tribute show for him, and one of the wrestlers just so happened to bring his puppy, and it was a bulldog. So I was like, "Hey, can I like use your dog?" I don't remember if I asked him or if he offered it up, but he's like, "Do you want to use my dog to walk to the ring?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be super cool. That'd be awesome." Cause it was like a really emotional night. I'm like, this would be a cool
Mhm.
tribute like for my dad. And so there's not a lot of photos. Like there's somewhat like a camera photo. That's about it. And I'm holding the dog at like the one for our entrance, and it's so cute. I can't remember what his name was. I don't remember his name, but I almost had it, but anyways, so I go into the ring and everything and feeling really good about it. But at this point, I was 2 months pregnant with my second child, and no one knew yet because I wasn't at that 3 month mark. And my dad
Uh,
just died. So like I was like really trying to hold my emotions in because I was newly pregnant and I didn't want to like get stressed and like lose the baby.
mhm.
So I'm exiting the ring with the puppy, and it's of course an untrained dog. We did not practice this or anything. He was on his leash, and he like wrapped the leash like around my feet, and I was trying to get out of the ring, and I totally fell out of the ring. And like
Oh my God.
my heels fell off. I was wearing a pink wig. My wig was like half off. I'm like trying to adjust my wig. And I was like mortified because I'm like, I'm emotional because my dad just died. I'm
Well, yeah.
pregnant and no one knows. And I just fell out of the ring, which could potentially be dangerous being pregnant. And no one knew I was pregnant, right? So I was
Mm.
like, all I wanted to do was bawl and cry, but I had to
Yeah.
stay out ringside for the match. And I was just like, I want to die. I want to die. I want to die. Like, I just want to get through this match. And so the people that own the dog, he had his kids there. They were front row. And I was like, take your dog, get your dog out of here. and, and then I'm like, can you help me find my shoes? Cause my heels literally went like under the ring.
Oh my God,
And
that's
I was
crazy.
just so mortified. And then my husband was out of town because he went to a concert. And my mom wasn't able to be at the show because those are the two that usually come and support me at my shows.
Hmm.
So I didn't have anyone. I was all by myself. And after I left the show, and I just went home and bawled my eyes out. But I think it was a good thing because at that point, my father had just passed away and I hadn't cried yet. I was like
Oh,
totally in denial. And I was just like, I don't know. Like I was scared to get emotional because I was pregnant. So after that, I think it just helped me like release. And I thought I was crying because I was like embarrassed, but I think I was crying because like I just lost my dad. So
well, yeah.
yeah. So that's the one time
Well,
that I walked the ring with a little puppy. He bless his
God.
soul, but he was not trained. We didn't practice the spot and kinda ended up a little sloppy.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'd love to try it again with a more sturdy,
Yeah, yeah,
trained
exactly.
dog. Yeah.
And I notice you have a guitar like laying down. Do you play?
No, my husband does. My husband's a musician. There are 2 guitars behind me, but he has, like, probably there's another one beside me. I think he has 4 guitars right now.
Okay.
Maybe and well, maybe 2 acoustic as well.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
he actually just ordered, like, a super cheap one, I think it was from China, because he's gonna bring it on the cruise. Because I was like, "You should bring your
Really?
guitar," and he's like, "I don't know if I wanna, like, lug it around," and I always, every vacation, I always want him to bring his guitar because I'm like, I love music, but I can't play anything. I can kind of sing, like I enjoy karaoke, but yeah.
Yes, same,
So
same.
he bought a cheap guitar and he's gonna bring that and have some fun on the cruise.
Oh yeah, and they have like karaoke like every night
Yes, they
on the
do. Yeah.
cruise, and
Yeah, we didn't do it last time. We just kind of popped in because when we went last time, there was so much to choose from, like
oh
the
yeah,
events.
yeah,
This time, I feel like we have a little more freedom because we're not as into the music. I mean, maybe we'll discover bands we've never heard of. You know, that does happen, but I feel like we're gonna have a little more free time this time to like just do more things, not be like
yeah.
on such a schedule.
Oh yeah, like they pack it like
Yeah.
you have so many choices.
Yes, it's fun.
The karaoke night's fun. Like you're gonna like it. Like
I really wanna sing karaoke this time.
yeah, it's so much, and you got like a ton of the re wrestlers there too, and they're all on stage or they're drunk, they're
Yeah,
singing.
yeah,
It's so much fun.
yeah. Did you sing?
I put my name in, but I never
Yeah,
got called up.
that's what I'm thinking because so many people put their name in and because that room was packed, so I don't know. I'll try.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Hey, you might be able to sing with that that lady wrestler from AEW,
Oh,
Harley
yeah. Yeah, I just saw
Cameron.
she's a really good singer.
She
Yeah.
is. She has an amazing voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I just watched Dynamite on Wednesday, and she was singing, and I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Now she'd
and
be too good for me, I can't sing with her.
is there like any match that you mat managed that you had the most fun with? Like, is there like a certain match that you loved the most or had the most fun like being a part of?
Honestly, right now, I am managing Moondog Manson, so, we have created our own faction, and it's called the Manson Family, and I am Dolly
B-Day.
Manson. And right now, he's been having a feud with Teddy Hart, my cousin. So it has been amazing. So a couple weekends ago, we were in Edmonton and I had a white dress on and it was like such a bloody match. There's a lot of blood and my white dress got covered in blood and it was just it made for some amazing photos after and it's just like there's so much it's like family versus family, like the Manson family versus the Hart family and it's just been a lot of fun, and I think these are my favorite matches that I've been involved in so far. We're having a lot of fun.
Oh my God. Yeah, I saw the pics, like the white dress with all the blood on it. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Barbed wire and chains and got a little messy.
Wow, that's crazy. I when I saw you're part of the faction,
Mhm.
the Manson family, I didn't know if it was like Charles Manson or Marilyn Manson because I know you're a huge fan of his of
Yes.
Marilyn.
Well, it was just a really easy, natural transition. Moondog Manson has gone by that name for like 27 years, and we've just started working together, like, I think it was July. Yeah, July was our first show together. And
Hmm.
at first I was just Dynamite Doll, and then I was just, yes, I'm a huge fan of Marilyn Manson, and kind of I was nerding out like years ago. The original Manson band, everyone had like all their names were
Yeah.
so the first name was someone iconic, like a pop star, and then the last name would be one of a murderer. So I was like, oh, I was a little bit of a nerd, and so I was like, I created my own Marilyn Manson band member name. I was like, I would be, what did I say? I would be Dolly Dahmer, like Dolly
Ooh,
Parton and
yes.
Jeffrey Dahmer. So that was my name that
Yes.
I came up with. So then I joined the Manson family, and I'm like, I feel like I need a new name. Like Dynamite Doll was like very that was my Miss Elizabeth days. Like now
Well,
we're
yeah.
more, yeah, we're in this like hardcore faction. It's hardcore wrestling. Like I need something a little more edgy. And so then I was like, what about kind of went back to the Dolly because I'm Dynamite Doll, but Dolly would be her name, and then Manson. So and it just fit perfectly. It was like such an easy transition. and it just made sense to me, and I'm loving it. I love the name Dolly. I think it's super cute. And Manson, yeah, it sounds good to me.
I I love the name. Like it's so cool. Yeah, definitely.
And then, at first I was like, do I get rid of the Dynamite doll? And I was like, that's still part of, my past and my legacy,
Hmm.
like my father's legacy. And Dynamite doll, I'm the Dynamite doll, but her name is Dolly Manson.
I like it. I like it. That's awesome. Uh, did you ever see Marilyn Manson like live? Did you ever and meet him and stuff?
I just met him. Yeah. He came here to Calgary in August. So, and then my husband surprised me with like the VIP meet and greet package. So I
Nice.
met him, and I was super awkward for, the 1 minute that I met him. And it was great. And so I have a picture with him, but like everyone's like, what did you say to him? I'm like, I don't know. I just like kind of like I literally was like froze. Like I'm not good with famous people in general, even when I like meet wrestlers. I don't like to be like bothering them or
Mhm.
like I try to play it really cool. So
Yeah.
that's why I was on the cruise. I'm like, but this time I don't care. Like I will stand in line to meet Will and Tony Storm.
Oh yeah.
That's my moment. I'm going for it. But usually I don't like
Nice.
to be like, super marking out. But with Manson, I was like, I'm just gonna like say whatever naturally comes out of my mouth. And I literally froze. I went in the room and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I stood there and he's like, come here. And I was like, okay. And then he like gave me a hug and then we get our picture together. And then he signed something. So he signed my arm and I was gonna go get it tattooed the next day. But the next day I was like, well, I actually don't have the money right now. So I just took a picture of it and I'll go get it tattooed later.
Okay.
So I did. I actually got a gift card for Christmas to get a tattoo. So I'll be getting that
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
And then I brought him one of my Dolly Manson stickers and I was like, I was just like, I'm in a wrestling faction. We're called the Manson family. And I just like gave him my sticker and I was just like, ah, like I couldn't even speak. And he's like, oh, that's so cool. And then he gave me another hug. So I was like, I think he actually like cared what I was talking about. And he gave me a second hug. I
Yeah.
thought that was like a bonus. And then, oh yeah, that's when, no, he didn't sign my arm yet. Cause I was so in like, I forgot I
Yeah,
was going
yeah,
to
yeah.
sign my arm. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I just like stuck out my arm. And then he signed it so huge too. Like I thought, I don't know if you know his signature. It's usually just two M's, like MM.
Hmm.
I thought he was
Hmm.
gonna do that. I'm like, nice and small. I can get it like on my arm, quick
Oh
tattoo.
yeah.
No, he tied the whole thing in massive on my arm. I was like, okay, great. Thanks, Marilyn. Yeah.
Oh my
And
God,
I
I
have
love it.
I have a signed poster too. It's in here somewhere. It's not up yet, but it was amazing. And then the concert was amazing. I tried to get up front row, like
Hmm.
trying to get through like basically the mosh pit. Yeah, I
Oh
didn't make
yeah.
it out. I made it as far as I could, and then I was like, "Fuck this," and I turned back around because I was like, "I'm so little," and I was like, I'm trying," and I had a beer in my
Right.
hand. When I came out, the beer was totally squished, and it had gotten all over my face. I was like, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it for him. I'm gonna make it up to the very front." And I was with my girlfriend. She's really tall, and she made it all the way to the front. But me, I was like, "Excuse me, excuse me." I couldn't make it. I gave up. So then I just stood on the side of the stage where I could see really well, and I'm like, this works for me. I get really claustrophobic, so
Okay.
like this is good enough for me. I can see, yeah, I'm next to the beer, like washrooms over there. I can see Marilyn Manson. This is good. I got my picture with him. Yeah, it was amazing.
Nice. I seen him live once too when he came to Philly. It was years ago, and the show was so good. Like Marilyn
Yeah.
Manson puts on a really great
It
show.
depends like how sober he is. Like right now he's 4 years sober. So he's like in his prime right now. But there are some
Yeah.
eras there I heard his concerts weren't so great. Actually, I saw him in
Oh.
Vegas like 6-ish years ago. We saw him in Vegas and that's when he had broken his leg. So he was like on a lot of painkillers and drinking every night. He was like kind of a mess at those shows.
Oh my
But
God.
it was still great. I was like we saw him 2 nights in a row. The first night was awesome. The second night was like more sloppy. It was still great, but this last time he's like in his prime. If you get a
Really?
chance to see him, because he just announced his an American tour, you should go see him.
Oh no, I checked the dates and saw he is coming to Philly, so I'm definitely going.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's gonna be going to I think it was Dallas, Texas, I believe, like on my birthday weekend. So I was like, ooh, should I go?
Yeah,
In
definitely.
May.
That would be a great
Yeah.
way to spend your birthday, you know?
Oh yeah. Seeing your favorite artist. Absolutely.
Right? What what would you say is like your all-time favorite Manson song?
um I from going back, like it's always been Man That You Fear that really
Yeah, it's a
resonates
good one.
with me from like junior high. So I just remember
Hmm.
being like depressed. I was kind of, angry at the world. And that song like really so that kind of brings me back to that place of like when I first kind of got introduced to Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
I really, really like off one of the newest albums, Broken Needle. I don't know if you know
Yeah,
it, but
definitely. No,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That one just like there's piano and I just crank that
Hmm.
song in my car and it hits.
Like his newer stuff is actually really good.
Yeah,
I mean, you definitely can tell it's Marilyn Manson, but it kind of
it's
has a different
different.
sound from the past
Yeah,
songs.
like
Yeah.
he's the new album, I was a little like, "Oh, I don't know," because he's, like, singing more than, like, screaming, and I like
Well, yeah, exactly.
but yeah, it definitely grows on you, and then you hear a lot of elements of his old stuff. Like,
Hmm.
I can pick apart, like, all different sounds of different albums, and it's actually really, really good, and so this is gonna be a two-part album that he's doing right now. The second part will be released yeah. I don't know when it's gonna be released, but it's, like, a two-part deal, and so I can't wait for that.
Oh my God, nice.
I think
Uh,
probably soon, probably by the time he's doing his tour, it'll be
Probably, yeah,
released.
yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
You know, during that era, I was also like a big fan of Hall, like you know,
Yeah, me too.
Court
I love her.
Courtney Love, like she's whacked, but she's amazing.
I know. I say she's my idol. I probably have a lot of idols, but yeah, like, Live Through This, the CD, I still have my original copy from I was 10 years old, so I got it, like, at my 10th birthday, and I got that CD, and I still have it. It skips and everything, but I'm like, "Special, I'm not gonna throw it out."
Well,
Still
yeah,
plays for the most
exactly.
part, but yeah, that album definitely is, like, a part of who I am, for sure.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, yeah. I love her. She looks a little crazy now. I mean, like, she's getting old, it happens,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, she was a 90s baddie.
definitely. Like, I remember when Madonna was doing an interview and she like threw a shoe at her and she was
Nice.
like all drunk coming on.
Classy. Oh, yeah, it was during COVID for Halloween. I think it was my daughter, Harlow, my second daughter, her first Halloween, I believe. And my husband and I dressed up as Kurt and Courtney.
Yes.
And by the end of the night, because I like, it was COVID and, so like I was drinking wine and stuff. And by the end of the night, I was like, I need to take this makeup off because I was like, I did like the pale white face, like dark smudge lipstick. I was like, I
Yes.
feel like such a like, I felt so unattractive because I made myself look like a heroin addict, and I was just like, I need to wipe this off. Like I am feeling so just not myself. But and then the next day, I was like, sorry, mom, like I had a little bit too much wine. She's like, well, you were just like being, playing the gimmick, being Courtney
Yeah,
Love. I'm like,
that's right. That's right.
I was like, yeah, I had to get drunk to play the role.
Right. Yes, exactly. And
But yeah, I didn't make a very attractive heroin addict.
yeah, I saw her live too, like Hall. Like they
In
they did
Philadelphia?
a show in Philly. Yeah,
I had never seen her.
yeah. She was good. I couldn't. It didn't look like she was drunk on stage. I mean, I couldn't tell if she was or not, but she was really good.
Supposedly a lot of it is like just pretend. Like she pretends she's drunk, you know? It's like, yeah, it's just part of her gimmick.
and going back to the wrestling, like when 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 young Tom Bullington, the current Tom, like
Mhm.
when 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 he's wrestling now, like you say, he signed with AEW and he carried on the Dy Dynamite Kid name. And how do you
Mhm.
think he's doing, like with that Dynamite Kid name and also
Mhm.
coming out to the theme song too?
Yeah, he's doing awesome. I'm super proud of him. He's so busy. He was living here before, like in Calgary, but now he's living in Saskatchewan, which is a fair drive. It's like an 8-hour drive from Calgary.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I don't now I'm not seeing him as much, and, like, I miss him so much. I'm really excited to see him on the cruise, but he's constantly busy. I'm like, I don't hear from him a lot because he seems like he's on the
Hmm.
road a lot. I
Yeah.
think today he's gonna be in Ontario, so he's probably I'm assuming they flew him out there, so he's probably flying there. He's got a wrestling show. He's got Japan coming up soon. I saw he's going to Qatar, like, soon, I think after Japan.
Oh
So
my
that's pretty
God.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the AEW stuff, and he's just, like he's everywhere, so I'm super proud of him. He's doing a great job.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Busy.
Well, I mean, as soon as he sees you on the cruise, it's gonna be like you
Yeah.
two were never like not like
Yeah, not
it
apart.
would seem like you two, yeah. Eh,
Yes. We both it's funny because we both don't swim and we're, like, scared of water. But
oh
I
no,
yeah,
and
for
you're on
me
a
to go on
cruise.
the cruise yeah, for me to go on the cruise the first time, I was like, "Can I really do this? Like, this is terrifying. I don't even like, floating down the river." But, I did really well, and you hardly even noticed you're on water. I don't know about when you were on it, but we had one day there was a storm, and I was seasick. Because the
Oh
waters were really rough,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
just took, like, this pill that they sell in the States, someone recommended, just it works really well, I'll pick it up in case. I think it was
It
Drema
is the drama mean like
yeah.
the both times I went on the cruise, I took one every morning.
Oh, okay, just in case.
Yeah.
So yeah, so as soon as I took that, it was about 15 minutes later, kicked in, and I was fine the rest of the day. So I told Tom, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Don't worry, I'm gonna bring this pill. If you need it, just message me. I'll give it to you." I'm sure all the wrestlers will have it anyways. I'm sure they're prepared, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God,
I'm
so
like the
funny.
pro now. I've been on it once. I'm like, "I got you. I'll have my fanny pack of my drugs."
There you go. And since like Tom is booked on the cruise as a talent, I'm sure he's gonna have you go into the special area that the wrestlers stay at and like
Oh,
hang
yeah,
out with Jericho, and Yushin Thunder Liger is gonna be there. So I'm sure he's gonna have you over there like talking to them, Will,
for sure.
and
Like,
yeah.
he reminds me so much of my dad. Well, not Tom, but Will, like Will's
Oh,
style of
Will,
wrestling.
yeah.
So that's why I'm just like, "Ah." Yeah, I
No,
love his wrestling.
Will Ospreay probably is right now like the best wrestler. Like I mean, every match, the guy never has a bad match.
Yeah. Yeah, I love watching him. Can't wait to see what he does on the cruise.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you were on the cruise, was it live Dynamites? Because it wasn't for when we
No, no, it
no.
wasn't.
I don't
But
think that worked out well. 'Cause I
yeah,
remember
I
the
think
one
that
year
was
they
the
did it
first
was
cruise.
raining and it was wet and they're sliding down the ramp and everything.
Yeah, when I was on there, Will was actually on
Oh, okay.
on the cruise, and he's so awesome. Like I did karaoke with him,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh. I heard
he was
he likes to party, I heard.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he is now because I know he said like he took a step back from the
Mm,
partying because he has like a girlfriend now and the girlfriend's son, and he helps take care of this. So I don't know if he's still a partier
yeah.
or not, but
I'm sure
that
she'll be on the cruise, I'm imagining.
oh yeah. But like that one cruise I was on, like he was like definitely getting them in.
Nice. As you should.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, I know we're talking about the cruise a lot, but it's coming up and I'm really excited. When we actually went on the cruise, they did like a signature drink competition.
Hmm.
So not everyone, but a bunch of people submitted a recipe, and my husband and I actually did one. It was for our honeymoon, the cruise.
Oh,
So we
nice.
submitted our drink, and I think we came second or third.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was second or third, but anyways, I was like, "Oh, we were so close." And so I texted Jericho. I was like, "My drink almost made it, but like we didn't quite make it." Like we worked so hard on it. It was called the Fozzie Peach, and it had I
Nice.
can't remember all the ingredients because there was a lot, but there was crown peach in it, an actual peach slices, some like grenadine, some
Ooh.
orange juice, whatever, like soda, I believe. Anyways, And so I texted Jericho and he's like, well, which one was yours? I'm like, it was the Fozzie Peach. And then he's like, oh, whatever. Like, better luck next time. And so my husband and I get on the cruise. We sit down at the first bar and we look at the drink menu and the Fozzie Peach was on the menu. So we're like, oh
Oh my
my God.
God.
He didn't win, but Jericho made sure that they put it on the menu. So it was super cool.
That is so awesome. Like I always hear these stories about Jericho. He's just like a really awesome dude.
So it was so cool the whole trip. Everyone like standing in line. Oh, I'll order a Fozzie Peach. And my husband and I are like, we made that drink. So once in a while at home, we'll make it.
Oh my God, I love it. That is so awesome.
Yeah, it was tasty. Yeah.
Nice.
But you guys don't, well, in the States, you don't have Crown Peach because I think that's Canadian, is it?
I don't believe we do. I mean,
Yeah,
there
but
are
it was,
liquors that are peach flavored, but
yeah,
yeah,
so they
but the
use
Crown
something else
Peach.
in the States, but yeah, here we created it with Crown Peach.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Oh my God, that sounds really good actually.
Yeah. Of course, the vodka drink won over ours because most people like vodka. So we're like, oh, if we would have used vodka, we probably would have won.
You probably would, especially if you would have used the gray goose, because I
Yeah.
think the gray goose is Jericho's drink.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And, and was there like any match of your dad's, like either singles or when he was with Davey Boy, that like stands out to you the most?
I don't have one match, unfortunately. I mean, with my dad, anything him and Tiger Mask touched,
Oh my
uh,
God.
yeah, it's just captivating. It's hard to take your eyes off of it. You know, everyone says they're way ahead of their time, and it's true. So I love watching any of those old matches, but also seeing like Heart Foundation, versus the Bulldogs. I love. It's all
Mm-hmm.
family members. There's so much chemistry there, and they're Calgary boys, even if they weren't from Calgary. Like Davey and my dad were from England, but they're considered Calgary boys because they trained
Yeah.
in the dungeon, and they all had this certain style. And they even had like the high socks, like that was a Calgary boys thing with the athletic socks. And so I love watching all those matches. My dad's younger stuff from when he was just, like fresh in
Hmm.
England, like 16 years old. He had some really cool stuff that's on World of Sport that they play against Rollerball Rocco. Those matches are really cool. I love those. My dad was so young and skinny and on TV, and like the shit he was doing, it was just like crazy. He literally was bouncing off his head. Like, how did he
I
do that?
know. I know. I know that was crazy. But
So yeah,
one of the matches your dad that I loved was on WWE. It was him and Randy
yeah,
Savage. They had like this awesome classic, and
yes.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one too. And then of course, a highlight for me was having Ozzy Osbourne manage the British Bulldogs because I
Yes,
am a rocker girl and it's just so cool. And Ozzy's like fucked out of his mind with Captain Lou. It's just such a solid team.
I know, right?
He's got like
Exactly.
the pink suit on, and it's just like, yeah, Ozzy.
Yes, yes. That was an awesome moment.
Yeah.
And when you aren't wrestling, what do you like doing during your free time?
Well, I am a mom of two. I'm a crazy cat lady. We've been working on just like kind of renovating our house. So that's been like a whole project, which feels really nice. We love traveling and concerts. So that's pretty much what I
Nice.
do. Yeah, pretty much what I do with my time. Concert.
Okay.
If I'm to like miss out on wrestling, it's probably because I'm going to a concert.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
My youngest daughter just started dance. So we're very busy.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure like you like the rock shows, right? That's the concerts you go to, the rock
Yes, I
shows.
love heavy metal. So we actually just when was it? April, we went to Vegas. We went to, Sick New World. That
Yes,
so that
yes.
was my first festival. I'd never been to a festival. I think it was a one and done for me just because, I mean, it was so expensive,
And
and
it's overly crowded too.
you know what? Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like, we got really lucky with, like, having shade and, like, being able to sit, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like there was a bit of wind. It was supposed to be quite hot that day, but there was this wind that I think really saved us. And we kept taking breaks. I kept making sure to drink lots of water. I ate so many meals that day because I just wanted to
Yeah,
like make sure I was good. I think we must have spent like I think we spent $700 just on the grounds, just like eating and drinking all
easily,
day. So that's
easily.
why I'm like, that's yeah, it's very expensive. It's a one and done for me, I think, but it was
Mhm.
so much fun. And also, like, I did really, really well. But by like 8 o'clock, I was like, we can go. Like, I am done. My legs were done. We didn't even stay to the end. Actually, Slipknot was the final band.
Oh,
And I
nice.
love Slipknot, but it was like, you know what? Let's leave now. We'll see Slipknot again,
Yeah.
and then we'll avoid all the traffic of leaving the grounds. So I think that was I don't do well with like crowds and lineups kind of thing. So I'd rather beat the rush. So we left early and we'll see Slipknot again.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
okay.
good. Yeah, it was fun.
So, when you do karaoke on the cruise, what's your go-to karaoke song? What do you like singing?
So I think I'm gonna sing Marilyn Manson Coma White is what I'm planning because
Oh
I
my
can
God,
sing
I
that
love
one.
that
Yeah,
song. I
I
love
can sing
that
that one
song.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
I
Sometimes like when I do karaoke at home, I like to do it like with the actual song because I'm like I just feel like I sound better. But I know on the cruise it won't be like that. So I was like Coma White, I can totally carry that tune out and like nail it on my own. So
I remember when he had the album out, like every song was heavy, like the Dope Show, I Don't Like the Drugs, and
yeah.
then Coma White, and I was like, huh. I was like,
So
this
Dope
is
Show is
different.
actually the Manson families are the song we come out to is Dope Show.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice,
Mm.
nice. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
Clearly I'm a Manson fan.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm a big horror fan, so I always ask my guests this: are there any horror movies you like to watch?
Nope. So my husband is also a big horror movie fan. I just don't I don't like scary movies.
Okay.
I don't like something when I was younger, I watched scary movies back I don't know if in the States you guys had Blockbuster. Did you? Where you'd
Oh
rent
yeah,
movies?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was Canadian. Every weekend we'd go rent movies. That was our thing, like with my cousins, and we'd rent scary movies. Like I remember watching It and
Yes.
like Pet Cemetery, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
back then it was cool to get scared. Get your box of chips and like 2-liter Coke. But there's something about becoming a mother, I think, that you all of a sudden you're paranoid, and it's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like I don't like rides anymore because they're dangerous, and I don't like scary movies because they make me think like if this happened to my child or stuff like that. So and I don't like believe it or not, I don't like gore, like blood.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Okay.
hilarious because here I am covered in blood, 2 weeks ago with wrestling, but I could never be a nurse. No.
So I take it Halloween isn't like a favorite holiday of yours then, right?
I love dressing up. I love dressing up. I just
Okay.
yeah, there's they have like I don't know what they call it. It's like an outdoor Halloween thing here that they do every year. Like haunted houses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I went to that one time. Actually, it was when I was dating Dan, and I hated it. Like I absolutely hated it. It's like this is so scary. I'm like, and I was like in my 30s, but there's this one part and there's a maze, and there's a guy that has a chainsaw, and he's like
Hmm.
trying to scare you. He's kind of like chasing you with it. Not chasing you, but like stepping slowly behind you. And I was full on scared, having a panic attack that Dan had to tell him. He's like, "Yo, man, like she's actually scared. Like, can you back off?" Because I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
thought he was gonna like cut me with it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a
Mm.
big baby. It's so weird though, 'cause I'm like, I love heavy metal music, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
And heavy metal and horror and wrestling like usually all
yeah,
go hand in hand.
yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big movie person in general, so maybe that's
Hmm.
part of it too. I have
Yeah,
ADHD, so
definitely.
I have a hard time like paying attention. I have a hard
Gotcha.
time sitting for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Hour and a half
Yeah, it
movie,
makes sense.
perfect. I like documentaries because they're usually like an hour. Yeah.
There you go. What, what about food? Do you have a certain food that you love the most?
My favorite food. I don't know if I have a favorite really. My grandma's cabbage rolls are my favorite in the whole wide world.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
that
I mean,
sounds
grandma's
good.
getting older now, so it's actually kind of like my aunt's cabbage rolls now are like top of the line, but it started with grandma's cabbage rolls.
Okay, all right. And are you more of a coffee or tea gal?
Coffee, hot coffee. I don't like cold coffee either. Like
I'm not
iced
a fan of
coffee, that's
iced
not coffee
coffee.
to me. Yeah. It doesn't hit, like I don't get like the same caffeine effect.
Hmm.
So even if
No,
it's hot in the summer, I'm drinking hot coffee.
same,
I
same.
yeah, I only like tea like at night, kind of like it's like too late to drink coffee. I can drink tea and like still go to bed. Or if I'm sick,
Okay,
I'll drink tea if I'm sick, but yeah.
nice.
I'm
And
not very British. The British like their tea, but I'm more about the coffee.
there you go. I
Mhm.
mean, coffee is also hot, so
Yeah.
it's similar.
Yeah.
And living where you're at, are you a Flames fan at all?
No, so unfortunately, I'm not huge into hockey, but my husband is, and my kids are. My kids really like football and hockey, and not as much wrestling as me, but yeah.
There you go.
I can appreciate going to any live game, but I don't know, never cared for hockey much.
I mean, it's definitely not for everyone. Probably out of all the sports, hockey is like I would probably not as popular as football and baseball and basketball. So
Yeah,
it's definitely a certain group that likes hockey.
yeah. No, I like British football the best. Besides wrestling, I like watching Liverpool as my team, so I'll tune into that.
Nice, nice.
And, I was trying to get into NFL this year, but I'm kind of failing miserably. My schedule is so busy. I was like, "I'm really gonna give it my all this year." I'm a Raiders fan, but I haven't
Nice.
really been watching, so I'm just pretending to be a fan.
Okay, there you go.
I like their merch. I'm just like, "Alright, represent." Yeah.
Is there anything coming up next for you that you would like to plug?
Um, you know what? I have a lot of exciting things in the works, but I just can't announce them right now. So just follow me on social media and like these things are going to be announced very, very soon. So I'm hoping to get to the States right away. Uh, hope,
Nice.
hoping for by April, and lots of exciting news for my dad's legacy. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys soon. So just you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and I will be posting all that on there. And of course,
And
my dad's page. I have my dad's Instagram page, and I'm really trying to amp that up this year. So follow on there as well. It's official Dynamite Kid.
what about you? Where could the fans follow you at?
So on Instagram, it is Bronwyn Jewel, I believe. God, I can't even remember now. Yeah, it's just my name, Bronwyn Jewel. And on Twitter, I'm Dynamite Doll 84.
Awesome. Well, it was really good talking to you. Like, thank you so
Oh,
much for
good
doing
talking to
this.
you too. I really hope to get to Philadelphia soon. I'm actually trying hard to get out there. The
Oh,
fans were
nice.
just so amazing, and Battleground Championship Wrestling was so awesome. And
Yeah,
yeah, hoping to I had some opportunities in March to come down for a hardcore league, but I just don't think March is gonna pan out. But hopefully this summer
gotcha.
I'll be out that way.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely have a fun time on the cruise
Thank
and
you.
meeting Will Ospreay and Tony
Oh yeah,
Storm and
you'll see all the
everybody.
posts. Don't worry. I'll post it everywhere.
There you go. Well, thanks again so much for taking time out of your weekend and
Yes.
coming on. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, that it definitely was. You're really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.